Candace Owens, I need you to report. I need you to report. Candace Owens, I need you to report to this live. We got to have a conversation. I got to give you some tough love. Candace Owens, I need you to report to this live right now, because I'm about to say some stuff that's about to rattle your cage. At first, I thought it was a joke. Okay? I seen Candace Owens' commentary on George Floyd, saying that she doesn't support him, that she doesn't think that he's a hero. And she said some other things. But right now, I want to have a conversation with Candace Owens. And this is on behalf of black people. This is on behalf of immigrants, minorities. This is on behalf of anybody who thought this George Floyd situation was fucked up. I want to have a conversation with you right now. And I want y'all to share it so it can get to her. I tagged her in this, but I really want to have this tough love conversation. Candace Owens believes that George Floyd was not a hero, that he was not a martyr, that he did not die for a just cause, that George Floyd was a criminal, that George Floyd didn't have his life together, that it took him a long time to get the process started to be a good person. George Floyd was incarcerated. George Floyd was a porn star. George Floyd was addicted to drugs. George Floyd couldn't get right, according to Candace Owens. And because he couldn't get right, we should not celebrate his death. We should not mourn him and make him a martyr, because we have other black people in the community that we should be uplifting, according to Candace Owens. Well, Candace Owens, let me talk to you. Let me talk black to you. I want y'all to share this, because I think it's somebody that need to hear this. Let me talk black to you, okay? If you've never been harassed by the police, you probably won't understand this. If you've never been slammed on the ground before and your rights have been violated, you probably won't understand this. If you've never been put in a position where you feel just by being black, you already are at a disadvantage, you probably won't understand this. Your post killed George Floyd twice. What you said in your post killed George Floyd twice. Let me explain to you how. All right? Because you seem to be some type of conservative, some type of liberal, or some type of person that really doesn't understand what being black is. So let me explain to you some things, or whatever case it be. George Floyd was a man. George Floyd was a black man in a situation that a lot of black men find themselves in. Okay? The scene with George Floyd laying on the ground and with men on top of him, we see that all too many times. We're not mad because George Floyd had a criminal record. We're not mad because George Floyd had alcoholism, or he was addicted to drugs, or he was in and out of jail. And the audacity of you to kill him twice. They took his life, but you're trying to take his legacy. And we not having that neither. We not standing by for that neither. The audacity of a black woman to get online and tell the world how George Floyd is not a hero, how George Floyd should not be celebrated because George Floyd was a criminal. He couldn't get his life right. The audacity of a person to do that. So I know what you're thinking now. You're thinking, how is he going to take this? Is he going to curse her out? Is he going to say, call her out her name? Is he going to do some disrespectful? No, I'm about to give you some tough love. That's why I say share this. Share this. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. George Floyd was a black man that had a history. But he was a man. He was a person. He was a human being that did not deserve what happened to him. That's why we upset. Because that point of not deserving what happened to him could be any one of us. Whether you black, whether you white, whether you brown, whatever color you are, it could be anyone. So this outrage that a lot of people have right now, it's because they seen themselves calling out for their mother. They seen themselves on the ground slowly dying. Candace Owens, come here. Let me talk black to you. You killed that man. You killed that man. They took his breath. But you trying to take his legacy, and we're not having it. We're not having it. We're not standing by and watch you victimize this man so his children can grow up and say, why is my dad not a hero? Well, we never called him a hero. We never called him a hero. Show me these videos and these people screaming and hollering, George Floyd is a hero. Let me explain something to you about George Floyd's death. If George Floyd died with alcohol, drugs, a criminal history, porn star, whatever, an actor, whatever was his legacy prior to that situation was his legacy as a man. And that is something that he either lived with and was getting better at, or it was something that he was going to keep on indulging in. Either way, we don't care. We as Americans, we as people, we as citizens, we as a population of some people that are fed up, sick and tired of being sick and tired of talking about the same police brutality, the same racism, the same inequality. We are sick and tired of being tired. George Floyd was a tipping scale. George Floyd, there was no excuses to be made for these police officers. If we were to think about how George Floyd died, let's say George Floyd was high as a kite. He was drunk. He was everything. Any nasty, negative thing that you can add to this man. Let me tell you something. I don't give a shit. Because those police officers wasn't drunk. Those police officers wasn't high. Those police officers didn't have a criminal record because they was the goddamn criminals. Huh? You want me to look at a man on the ground begging for his life, telling these officers I can't breathe. You want me to say we shouldn't value him because he had a police record? What? Let me talk black to you. Come here, Candace. You sit there and you do a lot of things in reference to throwing jargon out, in reference to things that should distract us. Well, if people really cared about George Floyd, they wouldn't be looting. Okay, got it. Understood. I got that. Good point. Oh, if people really cared about George Floyd, they would be talking about black on black crime. Stop. Now you're distracting. Now you're promoting distraction. Here's the thing. The issue at hand is racism. It's not black on black crime. Now, if we need to have a conversation about black on black crime, cool, let's do that. But right now, we're talking about police brutality. And that police brutality trickles along the lines of racism. That's the conversation. That's the topic. I gave you the thesis. I want you to stick to the subject. Don't change the narrative. When you try to change the narrative, you promote distraction. Candace, I'm talking black to you. I'm talking black to you. You can't get online and say, well, I don't consider that black man, right, to be a martyr. Well, let's talk about how he died. What is a martyr, Candace? Huh? What is a martyr? 9 times out of 10, someone that's a martyr, they get that title after they die. No one's standing around screaming, I'm a martyr. They get that title fighting for something as they die. That man was fighting for his life. A black man fighting for his life in America. Damn, that shit sounds familiar. A black man wanting the right to breathe, while a white man bent over him on his neck, and he had to ask that white man, can I breathe, sir? Can I breathe, master? Can I breathe, officer? Can I breathe, someone that should have the human decency to allow me to breathe, to allow me to get home to my family, to allow me to hug my children, to allow me to escape this criminal record, to get these drugs out my system, to get this alcohol off my breath? Is it okay if I'm allowed to breathe? How dare you kill his legacy twice? How dare you do that? If that don't sound familiar, Candace, let me talk black to you. Because obviously you live in an environment where these things, they don't rotate in your conversation. I don't know if you're at the country club and you so far removed from black culture. I have no idea. But just because you have black skin, just because you articulate so very well about black on black crime and you want to talk about all of these distractions, black people did not make George Floyd a hero. Okay? He was a victim of something that's been going on for generations. But when he slowly died, we slowly woke up. When he slowly asked for his breath, we slowly start getting enraged about a situation that should not be happening. Candace, you killed him twice. You killed him twice, so we will not allow you to kill that man's legacy. Here's the thing. Some people get caught up in the penal system and they stay in and out of the penal system. And this is another reason why I need to have this conversation, and I want y'all to share this, right? I'm so tired of what America does to a person that goes to jail. If you go to jail and you pay your debt to society, when you get out, you've done your time. Hey, here's a job. Do the legal shit now. Let's put you in a position so that way you can do what you need to do instead of setting them back. And the only thing that they know how to do is go back to jail or do something more illegal because you won't allow them to get their foot right, to get their footing right. Well, if I move over here, I got to tell you I'm a convict. If I go to this jail, if I go to this job, I got to tell you I'm a convict. You can't outgrow it. You can't outgrow it, but unless you had a conversation with someone who's been in jail, incarcerated, you won't understand their pain. So I can see why this black woman would get online and say, well, he was a convict. Why are we supporting him? Why are we amping him up? Why are we making him something? He was a human being. He was a human being. He was a person that didn't deserve that. And that's the conversation. When you start adding other narratives, let's talk about black on black crime. Well, let's talk about it, Candace. Because I can almost guarantee that you have not been affected by black on black crime. I can almost guarantee that you don't know anything about police brutality other than what you heard on TV or one of your cousins past removed dealing with. The conversation is different when you've been through something. The conversation is different when you understand, shit, I understand what's going on in America. I'm a black man, I'm under siege. I'm under fire. Goddamn duress. There is no way as a black man in the United States of America, that shit didn't move you. There's no way in the world that a black woman in America seeing that shit, a man calling out for his fucking mama, didn't move you. A hero? No, we didn't make him a hero. We made him a person. We made him a man. We made him a reality. We expressed our anger to the highest extent. Now, some people, they went out and looted. Some people protested. Some people made live videos about it. Some people wrote down how they were feeling. But they did something. What they didn't do was try to kill his legacy. You're trying to kill that man's legacy. I don't know if you're promoting a book, you promoting a show. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm going to tell you right now, shut the fuck up. We not having it. We not having it. I'm going to tell you right now, you shouldn't even have a social media. You shouldn't even have. Some people might say, well, that's her opinion. You know, she's entitled to her opinion. She is. She is very well entitled to her opinion. But here's the thing. If everybody that's supporting this cop bending down and taking a knee on George Floyd's neck, they kind of fall into the lane of being racist. Now, either you cooning or you self-hating. Either you cooning or you self-hating. Because I don't know any black person in my immediate circle, anybody in my 20 years of military experience, anybody from my college, anybody from my hood, anybody in the suburbs. No one is saying that George Floyd shouldn't be remembered. That George Floyd's name should not ring over the mountaintops. George Floyd sparked a movement. It's the second wave of the civil rights movement. It's another wave of human rights. And how dare you, as a black woman, wherever you live at, whoever you know, and the people, I blame that on the people around you, because they allow you to talk ignorant. They allow you to speak in such this mannerism as if you're so far removed, and maybe you are. But I want people to understand right now, we as black people did not make George Floyd a hero. Okay? The act, okay, the indecency, all right, the disrespect, the disruption, right? The blatant audacity that you feel that you can take a man's life and there would be no action. There would be no recourse to what you've done. Do we want justice? You damn right we want justice. First degree murder. Huh? Because it was premeditated. Here's what happened. These officers did not get there to the scene and say, we're going to start some type of racial discord right now. We're going to start racially profiling black people right now. This is something that's been going on, not just in Minnesota, but all over the United States. This is something that's been going on. So how, as a black woman, do you get on here and say, well, he wasn't a hero, he wasn't a martyr? Well, here's my thing. If George Floyd's death sparked a revolution, well, people are screaming and hollering about civil rights, and it's uniting people, white, black, brown, all across the world, and saying, hey, fuck police brutality, fuck racism. Wouldn't he be considered a hero? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. In George Floyd's last moments, you don't think he thought about living a better life? You don't think he thought about seeing his kids? You don't think that he said that, I would love to just be walking in the park right now. I would love to just be Netflix and chilling right now. I would love to go get a haircut. I would love to go play ball. You think he was thinking about a criminal record? You think he was thinking about the drugs in his system? You think he was thinking about what Candace would say in reference to saying that basically he was a nobody? And he shouldn't be remembered because we have all of these prominent people. Let me talk to the prominent people right now. Bring your ass here. If you think that you're prominent because you have a couple degrees on the wall, a couple people that drive fancy cars or live in fancy houses, or they go to brunch, or they wear certain types of clothes, or they speak with a certain type of jargon or dialect, or they don't go here because that's not the type of food they eat, and we need to go to this type of restaurant. They fly first class. They know all the important people. They prominent. Let me tell y'all prominent ass something. People out here living real life. People out here struggling every day. You got single parents out here working 2 and 3 jobs to not only support them, but support their kids. Those are heroes. The garbage man, the post office man, those are heroes. Huh? The dads out here trying to make sure that they take care of their kids, working whatever job they need to work or whatever case may be, even if they got criminal histories. Those are heroes. George Floyd was a fucking hero, regardless if you wanted to recognize him or not. Condoleezza Rice, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and it's the last thing that they did for the black community. Let me talk black to you. What's the last thing these people that you named in your video did for the black community? You so busy trying to be up under a white man or get approval from white America. It's funny to me. It's funny to me. We can be educated, but that don't mean we need to lose who we are. If you don't understand that there's a stigma on black people, not because we continuously do shit, because we were born. We were born into it. We were born with this stench of can't get right. Huh? We was born with this devalue mechanism of, well, you are black. Are you fucking kidding me? How do you get mad at a person for being upset because someone is saying, I'm tired of people putting me down. I'm tired of people holding me back. I'm tired of putting up with bullshit. Ladies and gentlemen, don't let anybody devalue you. Don't let anybody tell you that because of your skin tone or because of where you're from or because how fat you are, how small you are, you're not equal. You're not good. This is not a situation of a black man getting basically choked out. No, it's more than that. It's more than that. It's bigger than that. And if you can't open up your eyes and see the bigger picture, shame on you. Shame on you. But what we're not going to do as Americans, as citizens, as black people, brown people, white people, as humans, we're not going to let people devour and devalue a person's legacy because they had a